process of what is going on. Get that out, get that going. What just happened? There we go. Create that. I think I'm getting quicker. I think the speed. I can feel the speed like coursing through my veins. No technical difficulties. Yeah. It can happen. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? By the way, can everyone see that? I just want to make sure. Thank you so much, Jesus. I keep calling you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. What happened with Trump and Russia? Any good results? I'll go through the whole process. I just want to make sure that everything is working. If everything works, which is not great, that's nice. Can someone just type into the message, please? Please, people. I don't want much. I don't want problems. I want happiness. I just want happiness. Can the happiness come, please? Why are you not working, bruh? I did everything right this time. Okay, 1 second. Okay, cool. And why is there no one joining my community on X, honestly? Big Ripple purchase. Yeah. All that is just fluff. Is what I would say to that. All right, put that down. All right, are we rocking and rolling? Yes. Yes. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, now, where are we sitting at this present moment? There's a lot of developments, right? A lot of things that are going on, and there are a lot of things that are going on in the background that it's amazing, right? It's actually amazing. Like, what? Okay, right, whatever. Yeah, look, this is what I'm gonna say. The pullback in the market right now that's happening was so wholeheartedly set because of the S&P 500. And I'm gonna say something to you guys right now, right? Can people just type on the X on the tube as well? Just want to see if anyone's there. Gold is bought, they will take profit from gold and invest in crypto. I feel like I did a video about that, and everyone said I was wrong. Everyone said I was wrong. Everyone. I was getting messages. I was getting private messages going, bruh, gold doesn't go down. But gold just goes up. I was like, all right, okay, let's see, right? Now, we're not over the hump yet, right? There are some serious levels that we need to reclaim. Where we're sitting here ain't great, brevs, right? Ain't great. This is the situation we're going on. Yes, wait for the weekly candle. Yeah, the weekly candle. Look, I will say this. We have had much greater recoveries. Like, we're in the bear market, no more hopium. I'm going to give you hopium today. Some hopium. Un peu opium. Like, petit pois hopium. I'm going to give you some hopium, right? Where we're sitting right now, we need this weekly candle to retrace hard, right? Oh, YouTube is so much better than TikTok. Yeah, I know, right? That's why everyone should go and check out these places. It's much easier, much more understanding. Yeah, there's also the kick as well. There's a Kickinsy, right? So where we're sitting right now is that we need the bulls to really start to gain some speed, right? Because at this present moment, we've lost a very key level on the weekly, and we need to make sure that it doesn't close below the 21-day EMA on Sunday. That's it, right? Bitcoin must not close below the 21-day EMA. To be honest, it can. It's just on the daily, it needs to recover the 655. This level here, it just needs to recover that. If we can recover that, then we're good. We're on the verge of possibly catching the absolute bottom of whatever this correction is. And all of this comes down to, there's a tariff issue, but there's two things that happened the other day. two things that happened the other day that I'm almost certain all of you don't know about, and it was the main reason why this bad boy pulled back, right? And honestly, it post it have check daily trend lines and logarithmic going back years and have the daily 200 turned on at the same time. Wow, okay, Tom, I'll do that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so two things happened in the background that I missed, right? And I'm usually on top of all this kind of stuff. And then when I went deeper, do you think we'll kick around another under the bull market support band for scare people? Look, I'll tell you this, right? I love it when you first try to tell us they know something we don't know. Sorry? Do you know about tricolor? Tricolor and the issue with tricolor. Do you know about that? Anyone know that? Tricolor and First Band Group. I'm waiting on Kevin right now. Do you know what Tricolor and First Band Group? What the issue with that was, and why the market pulled back? Kevin. Kevin. Wait on you, Kevin. Do that googling quickly. Google hard. All right. So that's the main reason why it happened. I'm gonna get onto that as well, and it's this canary in the coal mine problem that we're facing right now. He's googling hard, not googling anything. I already know. Oh my god, people get so angry. It's so angry. You might know it, but other people may not, right? So as much as I'd like to do a one-on-one with Kevin on this live, I'm trying to let everyone else know about the information about what's happening right now. Anyway, so yeah, these two companies that I'm going to be explaining about, and it's the main reason why there was a real risk-off situation right now. I mean, influencers are people too. It's like saying I love it when people talk about stuff we don't know. Teachers are a thing for a reason. Anyway, whatever, it's fine. It's no problem. No one angry here. It's okay, bro. I'm messing around. You can be angry, not like me. You know, throw toys out the pram or whatever. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that when crypto is over now, 1 year of it. Let's see, right? Let's see. I want to say something to you guys, and I'm going to show you. I bet you don't know what today is. What? It's a birthday today. It's an anniversary of something today. I'm almost certain you guys don't know about it. I'm curious if Kevin will know. I'm pretty sure that Kevin will know exactly what I'm talking about. But today is a very momentous day. We're in a bad situation, or are we going to recover soon? I want to. You know what? I'll start with that. I want everyone to say a happy birthday to this event. It is a super duper important event that is today, that I'm pretty sure everyone except Kevin already knows, right? It's happening today. Do we know? 1 second. It's Friday. No, today is the exact 1 year anniversary of the forecast of the US going into a recession, a 100% chance recession with Biden. Today is that birthday. And unless I'm mistaken, the S&P 500 did one of the biggest rallies in history from that point. So we need to understand something right now. And we need to get through a clear understanding of what's happening right now. The market seems overbought. The market seems there's been a massive rally. The S&P 500 had a bit of a wobble. Donald Trump is trying his hardest to reduce the value of the dollar. A whole bunch of stuff is going on. But I want to say something to everyone right now, right? And especially these two things that have happened that are giving worries of people going risk off. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market. A lot of things are scary, right? Especially when gold has done what could be described as one of the most vertical growths in history, right? But I will say this. Sometimes when things look 100% bad, sometimes when you're in this scenario where everything you could possibly imagine, right, looks like it's pushing something in one direction, looks like we're going in this direction, which could be down, sometimes that's the perfect moment to have the opposite outlook, right? I will say this to everyone, and everyone that needs to understand this, right? Markets crash and retrace aggressively when everything looks perfect, and markets rally the hardest when everything looks bad. Remember this, right? And I want to keep this on the screen so everyone can understand what I'm showing you right now. A year ago, it was a 100% certainty we were in a recession and the markets were going to crash. I want everyone to remember this. So I'll start this way, and then we can go through all the other aspects and understand where I'm going through. Sometimes they want you to think in a direction when they're maybe going in a different direction. That's all I'm going to say. It doesn't mean that we're not going to get a more aggressive pullback. It doesn't mean a whole bunch of things at 1 second that are going to happen. But I just want everyone to understand that sometimes you can get caught up in the noise of what the market is telling you. That's it. That's all I want. I want to keep that part to be very, very clear right now. Okay? Now, what I'm going to say is to this. This is what I'm going to say. If, and I will say this, if these two factors, and I'll get into very, very quickly, and then I'll go into some market analysis and various other things. There are two things that happened yesterday, 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago, but it doesn't matter. It's a birthday. It's exact day, right? If these two factors that happened the other day, right, and this is the main reason why the market really, really sort of went risk off, and I'll explain it to you. One, it's these two companies that are just like this. They're technically nothing burgers, but when you really dig into it, you go, all right, this honestly right now, this, if this unravels in a very negative way, this really could be a black swan. And I don't want to scare you guys, right? I don't want to scare you guys, because this actually is scary. Not what all these other things are talking about, right? What? What? Yeah, this actually is scary right now. Now, and this is the thing that I want to explain to Nice Glasses. Thank you so much. One is these two companies here, and I want everyone to. It's such a strange situation right now. Right now, what is this? Yeah, okay. Here we go. This is the other one. Alvarez and Groot. Thank you. Hello, my man. Where are we right now? Is this it? Wait, is this the one? Where is this? Okay, here we go. I was trying to show the guy something, and then the page went. Come on, internet. All right. All right. 1 second. Just get on with it. All right. Where do we go? All right. Yeah. Here we go. These two companies, right? One is called First Band, and they are a motor parts company, and the other one is Tricolor, which is a motor leasing company. These two companies right now uh completely this crash isn't going to last. Alvarez opium. Okay. um these two companies had a bit of an issue. First Band were taking loans from some of the biggest banks in the USA, massive banks, and they're on the verge of going bankrupt if they haven't gone bankrupt already. And they had their books looked into and found $2 billion missing. And this is across the board of all these banks. They borrowed money from a lot of banks. Tricolor, on the other hand, were a car leasing company where they would give a leasing deals for cars. But what they did is that they would borrow money to finance leasing deals and then use those deals that they finance to borrow more money. And once they looked into their books, there were 15,000 lease deals that also borrowed money. So the issue here is that if they found two companies that had this, it shows there could be a problem with loaning and loans in the USA. That is a real problem, right? That is a real problem at this present moment, because this here, if it unravels hard, could be a real problem of a black swan. But this is what I'm trying to say to you. I just don't feel and think that this is going to be the exact problem, and I think this is going to be an area where the S&P 500 will have a risk off moment, and then come back into real strength very soon. And if the S&P 500 can regain, and I'll get rid of these, if it can regain its previous all-time high, right? If it can regain that, I'm telling you, everything else is going to pump like crazy. And I think what it's happening here, and where it's settling, and where it's sitting, which ain't great. Don't worry, I don't like it that it's underneath the 21-day EMA. I need it to regain that, and if it closes this week above that, if the weekly can close above a in the green and verging towards all-time high, in fact break above that, then we are in a really good place. Although it is Friday, but I'm saying I just want the day to close above the 200-day 21-day EMA, and I think we will have a further continuation from this situation. I wanted to ask: is the Bitcoin is a dump last and night? Is it going from Bitcoin or ETH expiring? No. It's to do with this news that I'm telling you. So this is the situation right now. So if Ethereum, if S&P 500 can regain that level, I think all bets are on for the market to continue, and this will be one of the most sort of manipulated wobble that we'll see in this arena. However, when we come to things like Bitcoin and altcoins and things like that on that level, we need Bitcoin to regain a very key level, right? The 109,655 is the level it needs to reclaim. And the thing is, it doesn't look great right now. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't look fantastic. But that level here, that level where it doesn't, look, I'll say this. We've seen moments where, but you're okay, because last time you told it rebound from 103 to 104. But you are what? Yeah, that's true. We need liquidity, which won't happen until Q2. We'll see, right? We'll see. You look fantastic, Lord. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's very kind of you. So we've had scenarios where Bitcoin has had a massive run up. We've seen $10,000 wicks in this and that. And I'll say this, right? I'll say this. If these two fundamental factors change, and the fact that Donald Trump is pushing for this peace deal in between Ukraine and Russia, and if that happens, oh my God, that it will be one of the most spectacular moments in history. And I'm telling them, everything will rally like crazy. Say this and understand this factor. The VIX is rejecting hard. And from the exact point that I drew, by the way, just so you guys understand. All right. It's recorded so you can see this. It's rejecting hard. If the VIX starts to gain strength underneath the 17, I think you may be having a wishful thinking moment. We'll see. We'll see. Sometimes to be wishful thinking and understanding that when everything looks bad, look, I've always understood this, right? When everything looks terrible, that's not the moment when we see these type of things happen, where we see the end. The end is not when things look bad. The end is when things look very, very good. Is it called blind conviction? I have it. All right. Look, everyone is going to question what I'm saying right now. Everyone is going to question it. The end comes with fireworks. So look, the VIX rejecting means that the market is feeling that volatility is reducing, which is a good thing. I said we need it down here. I've done the video. You guys should watch it. It's really important. It's super duper important, right? The volatility needs to come down and get to an area, right, where the market needs to be settled and grow slowly. We're seeing a relative pullback on gold. I wouldn't call this like huge because there's some massive support, and that support is literally sitting around the 4,000 level, right? Unless it breaks down from the 4,000 and loses the 21-day EMA, we ain't seeing some big moves. It's just there's just people taking profits from what's happening right now, and understanding that as volatility goes down, the risk appetite, the appetite of people go up, right? The only thing is that the dollar is finding some level of support, but this looks weak at AF, and this thing will break down. Remember, these are the key factors that we're looking at. And what we're seeing here is a complete break of trend on the US Treasuries. This breaking down, with the VIX coming to settle here, with the gold showing a somewhat of a stabilization. It doesn't need to break. It just needs to stabilize and go sideways. This would be massive growth for risk on assets. But right now it's complete vertical. There's complete uncertainty, especially with all these other things and the things I told you about, and all these banks issues and a lending might be breaking down. There's a lot of noise in the market right now. But I'll just say to you, sometimes when things look bad, this thing can roll over very, very quickly, really quickly. Things can change on a dime, like an actual dime in this market. And I'll say this to you: one tweet from Donald Trump, everything of what we're looking at means nothing. That's where we are right now. And look, you need to also understand we're going into notions where the Fed might be stopping quantitative tightening, which is almost a guaranteed in my opinion. There's a lot of things that can be utilized to change this market right now. And I'll say this, and I'm saying it now. By the end of October, right, I think we will see the bottom of whatever is happening right now. I genuinely do think that. And I think from next month onwards, and just mark my words, I'm telling you, there is going to be some form of an announcement. Look, you need to understand this. Just read into the type of tweets that Donald Trump is doing. There's nothing that's confirmed. I never said October. Let's just be clear on that, right? A lot of people said October, but no. It's just these catchy words. Let's see what next month holds. I'm predicting something that I'm predicting a further increase. Now, whether we hit all-time highs, whether we break all-time highs are another factor. But I will say this: if we test this band here, this around the 123 again, we will break through. I'll say that now for a fact, right? We will break through. It won't be the fourth time. The fourth attempt is always the one that happens. So this is the thing, though. We've been here before. These type of situations we've been before. But I will say this as well. Warnings. I like to be I like to be positive when things are negative, and when things are really really positive, I like to show some level of caution. It's always the case that I outlook. Furthermore, I'll show you some other things I want to be clear here as well. No, that's not what I wanted to do. That's the wrong thing. A few more things I want to show you guys, and this is really really important as well. Where are we here? We also have to understand that the daily volume is still holding strong right now, right? So the exchange volume is not rolling over. We're still on the growth pattern at this present moment. There's still people looking to see where to allocate their funds. On top of that, if we look at other factors as well, if we look at the USDT dominance, if we see this, right, Alvarez, have you looked into stock Canyon? I'm heavily invested. I haven't looked into it. Yeah. If we see that the USDT dominance fails at this point, this 5.11%, if it fails here, wow, this is really noisy here, man. I need to clean this chart up. Too many lines, but whatever. Actually, let me clean some stuff up here. Let's clean that out. Hello? Let's clean that out. Let's clean that. And let's clean that out. All right. If we get a day close underneath this key level, the 5.11%, and we see a rapid sort of rejection and breakdown from here, we could see. I love how bearish we are at 100k Bitcoin. Yeah, whatever. If we see a breakdown and a close below the 5% level, then we could see some real rallies in altcoins, right? There could be a real growth, and if this breaks down and it's a hard rejection, and we start breaking down and break this channel, which is very hard. I want everyone to really understand this isn't something that has shown an ease to be broken. It's usually when it comes and goes into these areas and touches these levels, it's usually shown somewhat tops of markets. But let's see, right? Let's see. We'll have to. I'm gonna be positive this time. I'm feeling a level of hopium that I haven't felt in for a while. This is the thing that I want everyone to understand, right? There's a level of hopium here that's building within me, and I feel that this thing is gonna reject and things are gonna be okay. This is what I'm gonna say, right? That's what I feel. Ares, where are your lines in the sand for Bitcoin? I would say this on the weekly, right? My line in the sand is the 55-day EMA. That's what I say, and that the market will always be they're moving up or down at the moment. Look, like we keep going down for the at least few weeks. We'll see. I know that that what goes through my head. I feel like, what's the point in me trying to chart or use today if it's not respected? I know sometimes it is respected. Don't say that. Nothing against anyone in TI. Yeah, of course. Sometimes it could feel that way. My line in the sand. I'll change my mind aggressively if it goes below the 55-day EMA. If it doesn't hold the 55-day EMA, that's my line in the sand. But I would say this: look, if we're in a very super important area here, I'm not going to listen to this Spagger. He doesn't even know when the markets are open. What? I'm not going to listen to this Spacker. I don't even know what that means. He doesn't even know when the markets are open. Okay. Thanks for the comment, man. I appreciate the positivity that you bring into this chat. God, whatever. So that's the situation where we are right now, right? We need okay. We need key levels to hold, and we can go from there. This is the situation where we are, and that's what we need to understand. The 55-day needs to hold, but look, when we look at the market right now, it's looking tough, right? It doesn't look great, but we've been to these scenarios where the markets have not looked great many times before, and I want this to be something that we all understand. That's what I'm gonna say to you right now. I mean, like the fact that we haven't broken the previous low, which is a good sign. We've had this kind of level where we looked like we were going there, and there was that this when it broke the 104, I was like, oh no, oh no, here we go. Let's see, let's see. I mean, just to say to everyone, I put on a long on Ethereum. This is the thing, right? This is the thing. I mean, I put it into the group. I put it along on Ethereum. I think that Ethereum is showing real strength in this market. And I'll say this: if there is any form of recovery, and Ethereum is going to go absolutely crazy. Is there any news about Fago? Should I long it? Long it, man. Long it. That's why I went long earlier this morning. It hit the low. Yeah, good on you. Many things happen that never happened before. Yeah, look, we'll see. We'll see what happens at this moment, and then everyone can come and tell me when, apparently, tell me when I don't know when the market is open. Oh, I know who that guy is. Oh, I know who that guy is. Oh my god. That's the guy when I said on Monday. Oh my god. Bro, that's some commitment to come and say that on the live. Wow. 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 That's when I said that oh my god. When I said that last Monday, this Monday, the markets were closed. I meant in the whole understanding of markets, where it includes bond markets and various other things. And he wrote a comment on it going, oh, bro, this guy doesn't even know the markets are open on Monday. And I was like, yeah, the markets are like normal S&P 500 and that type of thing open, but the bonds are closed. And without the two being open, it doesn't mean anything. And then he got very angry with me. Wow. That's, wow. Bold. Bold. I like the commitment to come and say this on the live. Wow. Bold. I've been long on ETH and Bitcoin when it touched 103.5. Good, man. That's good entry. Just ignore him. Don't waste time. It's fine. It's no. It just clicked in my mind. I was like, damn, man. Damn, that's been eating him for a week. Oh my god. A week. Oh man, he couldn't go to sleep. It was hurting him. All right. Anyway, whatever. That's the situation where we're long until wrong. It's not that not that I look. I'm thinking about it this way. Right? If it wasn't for Donald Trump's tweets and this issue in the this issue with these lending with the banks, right? If it wasn't for these things, what is in the market environment right now that would give me any reasoning for this to roll over? This is the thing. This is why I'm trying to sometimes think, right? Dang, living rent free in his headspace for a week. Yeah, it was like literally for a week. I was like, that's a very specific. That's a very specific insult to do, right? This guy doesn't even know when the magnets are over. Damn, yeah. Burn down there. Burn down. Oh man. Guys, it's always good to know that I've been in someone's dreams. Maybe not his dreams, but I'm just saying, like, it's good to have that effect on people. Makes me happy. Anyway, so this is the thing that I'm trying to say, right? Right now, if it wasn't for Donald Trump's thing with China and the way he's speaking, now I like to decode what Donald Trump says, right? If he's a bit fluffy about fluffy, if he's a bit fluff on that type of thing, to me it gives me that he can turn on a dime with this thing. This is the thing that I'm trying to understand. So if he all of a sudden gets to a point where they get to negotiating and like something on that level happens, then all of this will go. I'll tell you this now. Alvarez was on his mind all week. Oh yeah. This is the situation. Yeah, I saw support there, so I started logging that. Yeah, this is good. That's really good. So that's my thesis at this present moment. Look, October is historically very choppy. It's historically very choppy. In fact, let me show you something. Pay attention. Let me do the pay attention. Wait, where did that go there? I got rid of it. Whatever. Historically, October is very choppy, right? And having a reevaluation of the market, especially when Donald Trump says things like this, and we have like these banks go under, which are never a good thing. And on top of that, it doesn't help with the level of uncertainty in the market. If we get something changing, right? If we get some level of peace, if we get Donald Trump changing his idea and understanding of what's going on, all of these things, right? The bank is a nice issue. It's not all the banks that. What is the thing? You know, when these two companies come out and it shows that they have like somewhat loose lending policies, that could be a bit of a problem, right? Those things can be not very good. But I'll say it this way. If there is any level of stabilization in this market, and I want everyone to understand that, and that's why I'm watching this very, very closely. Look at what's happening to the VIX right now. There is a clear level of stabilization, and you see the exact correlation between this going down and the S&P 500 going up, right? You see VIX goes down, S&P 500 goes up, the gold starts to retrace, and we just need the dollar to really break down. This is the level, the 95 level area here. Once it breaks down the 95 level, then we're in a very good space. I just can't see a real reason for this market to really pull back. The Trump kind of annoying, but thanks to him, because of him, we can entry when it dips. Yeah, because look, I'll just say this to you, and I've shown this before as well. If I can find that document, 1 second. I have so many things that I do on these lives, right? Let me just put this down as well, 1 second. Can I find it here? Let me see if I can find this. I want to show you guys something, right? That the best strategy that we've seen so far is buying the dip. And this is the funniest thing of all. In every pullback of the S&P 500, when people have bought that dip, it has caused a one of the best strategies you could possibly imagine to gain your returns from it. And I'm not really seeing this any different. If we close above the 21-day EMA, I would not be surprised if this continues on next week. I'll tell you it now. Can you please answer your fans' comments? What? Ask me, man. I always answer everyone. I'm just going through a thought process here. You know, when I get these thought processes and like I kind of like, I don't know, when I get these sort of there's this thing, right, that I always say that I trust my senses. I've honed it in for such a long time. I would not be surprised if next month we get a very, very green month. This is the thing that I'm trying to say. I would not be surprised if that doesn't happen. It's this. I just can't. I can't see. You know, even when people say, what is it called? Stocks are overvalued, right? Even when people say that, it doesn't make sense to me. Oh yeah, here we go. Look. I'm gonna put some stuff up here so you guys can have a real clear understanding of what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to describe, right? I just want to show you, like, I'm gonna just drop some information here so you guys can really understand what we're looking at, right? And I'm gonna go through these, and I just want you guys to, like, if it was like one thing that showed a level of bullishness, then I would understand. If there was a level of negativity in the market, I would get it, right? But I'm, I'm struggling finding things that point in that direction. I, I'm just, I'm just finding difficulty. I'm just finding difficulty getting to a point where where I would see this market being over. Next month I'm on a vacation. It's better be green month, Marcus. We'll see. I think next week will be green already. The data will out start. And look, there are other things. Don't forget. Unless I'm mistaken, is the I mean I'm the U.S. government is still closed, right? Is the U.S. still shut down? Yeah, is it? Yeah, it's still shut down, right? Yeah, the government is still shut down. Right now, the government is still shut down. I mean, like, we're playing in. Look, I'll just go through all these so I can, I'm just trying to find. It's going to be shut down the rest of the month. Therefore, night Bitcoin income. Possible. Look, the 55 day. I said it yesterday, and this is the thing. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I like to look at the graphs. I like to tell you what I see. I said that there would be further downside, and I mean, we were even talking about the shorting AVAX on the thing, which I'm glad I didn't do. I mean, it did a nice little pullback, but people needed to take profits. But I think if we get to that 55-day EMA, I think that would be an amazing buying opportunity. Even if it doesn't mean that we go on for a crazy run from then on, it will be enough of a move that you could make some real serious gains from it. And I'm going to go through this. Look, I'll go through it step by step so you guys can understand. People say that AI is a bubble. It's not an AI bubble. The profit to earning ratio of the major companies that we call a bubble is at a very reasonable level. Yeah, they're slightly overpriced, slightly, but we're not talking about levels where it was the .com where it hit 64% you know, price to earnings of shares, right? We're nowhere near that. We look at the bull runs where we've seen the fourth year of an S&P 500 bull run where we've had a massive rally. The fourth year, all usually apart from one, has shown a further continuation growth into to December. We look at all of the market top indicators that the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Composite, the Dow Jones Utilities, Russell 2000, the S&P Financials, the cyclical index, everything, right? Apart from the Dow Jones Transport, right? That shows a level of a top. We're not there. Nothing is showing that gives me the understandings of this. We look at the average performance of the buying the dip scenario where the S&P 500 has dropped more than 2% in a day. It has been the best strategy throughout this whole period. You see the level of gains, and this is the thing. Throughout this year, people who have bought major dips have seen an average return of 21% on the S&P 500. And more importantly, if we look at previous earnings all the way back to 1928, we've seen that the end of October, has been always the most choppiest period of time, where we've seen an enormous run from there. Notwithstanding the fact that we're coming into an area where the Fed is going into a cutting cycle, the QT is slowing down. We're seeing aspects of stable coins coming in. There are so many things that I'm seeing right now that to me doesn't give me it's over vibes. It's the only thing that I can understand, and so let me just get rid of all these things, right? The only things that I can see where people are pointing towards it is the correlation between Bitcoin and gold, right? And everyone keeps pointing towards this graph where it's like, yeah, gold against Bitcoin is a clear understanding that Bitcoin is it's over. We have this sort of like somewhat head and shoulders or lower high. This means that it's a further retrace and pull back into to bear market territory. I understand where people can talk about that. I get it. I get that there is this look of this comparison between because people compare gold and Bitcoin in the same you know in the same light. But I wouldn't put too much weight on this. This is the thing that I will say right now, because if Bitcoin was at a point where its annualized return was below what gold is, like 5%, 4%, then I would get that comparison. But we're still in a scenario where Bitcoin is doing a 50% annualized return, even in a bear market, in relation to gold. And this is the thing that I will also point towards, right? If gold, if gold is the safe haven, and Bitcoin is now the risky asset of all risk on assets, I would say Bitcoin is the safest of all those that are related to in relation to gold. Well, that's why a breakdown of the SM of gold, if it happens, if this starts to roll over more aggressively and doesn't continue on, right? Because a lot of this buying pressure is going through governmental purchases and this and the other, right? If this starts to really start rolling over and settling at the key point, and there is a point where the S&P 500 starts to really rally and break all-time high, because I do have this 6,800 level, the guy that doesn't know, bank oh wait, where did that go? Well, I used to have here, bank told me. It says this level here is going to be very, very key, right? So we'll see. Furthermore, there are further what Fluffler, is there any asset class that did well today? I would estimate 400 billion left gold today. Yeah. What do you think the real reason for this government shutdown? I don't know, right? I think Donald Trump wants something that they're not agreeing to, and he's just being like, you know, I've tanked the country. Why do I care about if you guys are closed for a bit, right? Right now, this is the thing right now. Like, what I'm seeing in the market at this present moment, and the only thing that makes sense to me, is that there is massive uncertainty. There's no certainty about tariffs. There's no certainty about conflicts. There's no certainty about China. There's no certainty about imports, exports, chips, rare earth materials. There is no certainty at this present moment, and that alone is the reason why I see this market is pulling back. That's it. But that can change on a dime. On a dime, that can change. It's not a fundamental economic problem that I'm seeing at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, now even in the recession, gold can go down. I'll tell you that. I promise you that as well. Um, this is what I need to understand. If there is a confirmation, and this is the thing that I will say, right? And I will forewarn this. I'm being optimistic because I used to have a mentor when I who was way wealthier than I am, right? And he would always say that I'm bullish no matter what because there's inflation, which is a brilliant sentence to say, right? It's such a brilliant sentence to say. I'm bullish no matter what and because of inflation, right? If the if the S&P 500 um breaks its all-time high and continues on in that manner, everything else has got to pump like crazy. It will rally like to another level. I feel like there's too many things to go right, nothing to be really bullish about. Yeah, but this is the thing. You think in crypto understanding, if you look at the S&P 500, uh, all the companies are their earnings are great. They're still making a lot of money. See, we've been people in the Web3 world don't look at earnings. They don't look at those factors. It's news based. The whole industry right now, the whole market, everything is highly news reactive. I just want to show this to you. I'm doing a bit of a different show here, right? Because I sometimes need to look up to know when markets are closed, apparently, right? Right? Just want to say that, right? Maybe that's the impression they want to send that. Yeah? Like I want to understand this situation right now, right? From here to here to here to this pullback here, what is the only defining element? What is the only defining difference between these 3 points? If anyone else wants to see it, it's just go there and then follow and like and share and everything else. We are tired of crypto. I think that's usually the case when things go absolutely crazy. I'm on the fence whether we lose again over the weekend or work our way up. We could go all the way down to the 98, right? Or even the 100 between 98 and 100. I'll say this. I'll say this, right? And this is the thing that I want everyone to really really grasp in my time of thinking. Like everyone has their own thoughts and their own sayings. So I'm giving my thoughts, and I'm not infallible. No one is infallible in this scenario, right? Everyone can have their thing. I'm just giving you my thoughts. The only difference that I see between S&P 500 going from 6.1 all the way down to 4.8, all the way up to 6.7, and now pulling back down to the 6.6. The only thing that has changed between all three of those key points is a singular tweet. That's it. This is the thing that I want everyone to really get. We find remember when we were down at when S&P 500 is at the 4.8, it was at 4.8, and people were saying it is over. Forget. You think that Bitcoin was bad at that point? The entire wealth of the USA is sitting in the S&P 500. I don't care what anyone says. The entire wealth of the USA would go into zero. But what happened? Nothing has changed between these 3 points. In fact, it's even better. We're in a rate cutting cycle. We're in a quantitative tightening, reducing level. We're at the beginning of all these things moving. Liquidity is moving away from money markets and being completely absorbed by gold. But there will be a point. Look, how can I best say this to you? Right? How can I best say it? I'm trying to give an analogy where this there's going look there's going to be a point right now, and this is why I made that video about gold so people could really understand. There's going to be a point where nothing ever, and I mean ever, is constantly vertical. It doesn't exist. And what happens is that people will sell and move assets into an industry because they see these crazy candles, and people make excuses for why they're there. Oh, countries are buying, but there are also massive speculators of this industry, right? They're extracting liquidity from gold because they're now trading it, even though it's supposed to be an area of all area of safety. But what happens when the market starts to become safe? What happens when the Ukraine war finishes and the Middle East and the Gaza and all that starts finishing, and then Donald Trump makes a deal with China? Then what? Would you buy gold in that scenario if all those three things happened? I'm asking you. I mean, like, I want to understand your psychology of what I'm saying. Would you buy gold at that moment, or would you think, wait, I think there could be a moment here where we could go a bit more risk on? Hi, Dennis. Do you know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm talking about here? This is the thing that I'm trying to for everyone to really understand. Do you think crypto will pull back this year? Sorry, just so sad after the crash because uh, before I had bought before. Yeah, I would add like 15% to gold at time for sure. Accumulate the dip. But even in perfect market scenario, Trump wants peace. Zelensky wants more. He doesn't want more rule. What are you talking about? He only talks about tomahawks. You know, the one thing I will say about that, and this is my 2 cents, right? I'm not going to go into too much political understanding and detail on that fact, but I will say this, right? Um, Trump may want peace, but don't forget there are two people in that war, and one of them started it, and the other guy has literally no indication of stopping it, none. Sometimes you need to create a bit of pressure on the you know, on the invading army is the best way to put it. You can't just let someone, say something like, give warnings of, oh, I'm going to do this if you come and do that. Then they can, well, what happens? Well, they can just take over all of Europe then. Why not? Why do we do anything? Let them just do whatever they want to. Let them take all of the Iron Curtain countries. There's a point where you need to go, yeah, all right, buddy, just, how many borders that does? Why isn't he coming after? Anyway, I don't want to go into it. I don't. Open up a map. They have many borders. They have many borders. It's just strange that the border with Ukraine has a lot of oil and natural resources. Why would Ukraine not want to stop this war? Am I missing something here? He didn't touch UK though. I'll protect us. Yeah, man. Lamar. All hope. All hope. All hope. It's very tough to. Yeah, there's uncertainty in the market right now, and that's the key thing. The way that the S&P 500 is straddling this zone here. Can you guys see my comments? Yes, I just said hello as if I literally just said it because Zelensky is toast when it stops and you owe Europe's money. Yeah, but that's that's what everyone says. I mean, this is the flaw with that argument. Is this gonna go on forever? What is his plan? Is Zelensky's plan is like, I'm gonna do forever war? Come on, man, it's not gonna be that way. Last 30 minutes of the market for the week. Let's see. Let's see how this closes. It's such a indecision mode right now. Eesh. No, Zelensky would be forced and made safe. Oh, no. You guys, look, this is the thing. Everyone has the wrong target as the enemy of this war. Yeah, really, everyone really has the wrong enemy here. I mean, you guys know Putin, right? You know this guy. He doesn't seem to be the most how can I say? US is printing money. Yep, of course. Gold will go up and also other assets will go up. let's get back to crypto, pretty please. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. We'll see. Look, yes, but they try to take land back from him. Yes, but you try and take that land back from him. What land from him? That means third world war. Okay, that's true. So let them take Poland as well, and Iceland, and every other country that they used to have. Don't forget, Ukraine gave up a lot of security for security promises. Don't forget that. Love you, but wrong on enemy. Think central banks. What happens if the war ends? If that war ends, right? If that war ends, think monster candles everywhere. The areas in Ukraine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, Darren. It was Ukraine's land, right? And they came and went, no, I want this land now. It's not, I mean, I have a Ukrainian wife. Trust me, I know every single aspect of that. Complete. Can you explain the repo market? What do you mean the repo market? Love you, but wrong on the enemy. Look, we'll see. Right now, what will happen when Fed cut rates? Crypto going up? It can do. It depends on the environment that we are. Um. Okay, maybe Darren. What I'm going to say is that that if the market is conducive to it, we're going to be getting some real key economic data coming in on the first week of November, right? And that's going to be unbelievably important. If we get to a point where inflation is somewhat stable and we see jobs stabilizing, the market will rally. Especially if the Fed starts cutting and continue to cut, which it looks like, and it looks like it's cutting, it's slowing its quantitative tightening as well. The market is going to be a lot more conducive for liquidity, and growth will happen. I am looking forward. I'm thinking November is going to be green. Let's see. Right? Let's see. Let's not forget the fact. That are you a paid actor? Completely. I have a marketing agency, so I will wholeheartedly explain that there are certain things where I will be utilizing both myself and various other actors to push marketing on a project. But I will say this, right? This word of a paid actor is hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me, right? Because there isn't a single project, company, detail, anything that does not have a level of marketing to it. Anything. So when people say these things about paid actors, actors are paid. All right? When you go and see George Clooney in an F1 race car, that's not what he does. You do know that, right? That's literally him trying to. God, I love that sentence. It makes me so happy. I laugh so hard when someone says that. So what do I need to do right now? Who I keep trading and defending my capital? Look, it all depends on your risk profile, right? It depends on your risk profile. It depends on your monthly liabilities. It depends on a whole factor of things. I'm in a fortunate scenario where I've gone through this thing so many times and heard these things so many times, and you hear it you hear it the loudest when the market is red, right? And this is the thing I want to say. In my humble opinion, and I'm saying everyone do their own thing. This is extremely key for everyone to understand. Everyone must be the captain of their own ship. It is so important, right? I made $200 on my short list. Nice one, Lamar. Uh, right? You're the captain of your own ship, right? I cannot see a reason apart from Donald Trump's tweet for this market to be pulling back in this way. I'm trying to find a data point. I'm trying to find a data point here that gives me a reason why this market should pull back. And I'm having trouble finding it. I'm having trouble finding it. That's my problem. I'm a data person, right? And you can hear the noise. Like, it's just so noisy out there. And the noise is all like, oh, this could happen, that could happen, this could, it's all coulds, right? And this is the thing. We also forget something. And this is something that's really important. We also forget that there are mechanisms to save economies. There are mechanisms that the US government can utilize to change all this stuff. Let's not forget that. It's called market manipulation. It's literally the Fed's job to manipulate the market. Literally, it's their job. You see that when they cut, it does nothing. When they hike, it does nothing unless it's not expected. I just want everyone to understand this thing. And I've just been through it, because I was thinking about the other day, sitting there going, like, I always get, like, this is the thing though, crime is illegal though, unless you're a poor farmer in the south in Mexico. Yeah, you need to get at. It's a touch grass moment. It will be fine. Yeah, John, it could be that way, right? It could be this way. I'm just giving my thoughts at this present moment, because everything just looks too bad. This is my problem. It looks too bad, but when I go and look at the data, I can't see. I can't connect the two together. I'm not seeing those connection points. That's the thing that I'm having trouble understanding. That's what I'm having. I have set a long order at 9999999 just for fun. Do it, man. Blockchain backer is respected in the crypto space. Thoughts on him being bearish? I don't know who that is. And the way you wrote that sounds so suspicious. I can't. I don't, that is like the most suspicious way to write a message, bruh. Is that you? Are you blockchain? Is that you, my friend? Hey, man, how you doing? Just look at the Bitcoin gold chart. Crypto is cooked. Man, you're from Jam. Yeah, according to gold, I agree with you. I agree that when you do a relative strength towards gold at this present moment, yes, I agree with you. I agree. You need to get a haircut. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh no, someone else. I agree that when you do that comparison alone, it looks bad because gold is preferred to Bitcoin, which is a safe haven. I get that. But that's not really an economic indicator, is it? What's up, dude? I love listening to your seamlessly endless knowledge. Oh man, it's not endless knowledge, it's just experience. I'm old now, innit, brev? Right? I'm at that age where I'm doing a Donald Trump where I'll just talk about something for 4 hours. You know what I mean? I mean, what I'm saying actually makes sense, and him not talking about how IVF is amazing to a woman he looked way too much deep into her eyes. I'm not doing that, but other than that, maybe be greedy when others are fearful isn't appropriate now. This is what I'm saying. I just talk about IVF now, right? IVF. Yeah, did you know that they actually plant a lot? I actually know quite a bit about IVF. Do you know they plant a lot of eggs in there and there's a very low chance of it actually attaching, and sometimes it does attach, and women have like five babies. Zoom out on the total crypto market cap and the weekly, we're still in the bull market. Look, all eyes are on the S&P. Look, I gave you the 4 indicators, right? See, you look at gold against Bitcoin, right? It's at a key pivot point right now, which it could lose. I'm not saying it can't lose, right? It's at a key pivot point right now. I'm not saying it can't lose, especially if we go onto the monthly. We're at a super duper key junction area, right? It's super duper key, and it looks like it's broken a monthly trend and all that and everything else and all that kind of jazz, right? It does, and especially if you compare it to the previous runs, it looks like this thing is created a head and shoulders, and this thing is over. I would say that we're close to the actual point where things are going to be running quite aggressively, to be honest. That's my opinion. This is the thing that when you compare something, against a key asset, yeah, things don't look fantastic. And this thing can go down. I'm telling you, it can go all the way down to the yearly open, which comes somewhat close to the 55-day AMA. If you feel that you are it's too stressful for you, right? And it's not within your realm of risk and all this kind of stuff, by all means do what's great for you. When it will be running aggressively, if you had to guess, I would say towards the end of the year I would say we will have an aggressive run. That's why I'm not closing my longs anymore. It does feel like the calm before the storm, the choppy calm. I can't comment on that aspect right now. It does look. I'll just be awesome. It doesn't look great, but we've got to the it doesn't look great many times, like many times. We forget, like this is the thing that really gets me. Remember this bit when we had the yen carry trade? Does everyone remember? Does anyone remember that? Anyone remember the yen carry trade? Does anyone remember the yen carry trade at all in any way whatsoever? You know, when the world was over, they've had a good run. I'll tell you that. Remember the last time that Donald Trump talked about tariffs? Remember it's just all the time. Like there's always a point where these things can move and roll around, and I just cannot bring myself to feel and understand that the market is conducive to this. We are in a hyper news focused market. Hyper. Is it smart to hold gold over the weekend? I would hold gold forever. All right? Is that clear enough? We're in the Matrix, George Clooney. Thank you so much. Have you tried what was it? Nespresso? Does he do Nespresso? Nespresso. Good evening, Alvarez. Again, a night shift called missed your live. I will watch tomorrow. Thank you for your calming us down in these wild times. I just want to hold my spots and everything gonna be fine. It depends on your. I fully agree. It depends on your risk profile and time profile, right? How much of a time span are you when you invest in the S&P 500? You invested Nespresso folder like my crypto. I got a funny story about Nespresso. I know someone that was involved in the creation of those pods. Do you want to hear the story? I mean, it's nothing to do with crypto, but it's an amazing story. He got one of the biggest bonuses I've ever heard of in my whole life. I know one of the guys that were involved in this Nespresso pod thing. It's like it should be a movie, to be honest. Like it's kind of an intro. I mean, I can say it short, but whatever. That's what I'm saying, right now. That's the situation where I am, and I feel like I've done this conversation many times before. More inside info is closed in the program. Thank you so much, Crypt. This is very kind of you. My time span is years. Then holding good quality projects. I mean, I've held Solana for, God, I don't even want to think about it, since FTX. That's why I always say one of the things, the vital things that I say to everyone, as much as people want to, like, you know, talk in funny ways about me and who I am and all this kind of stuff, right? Is always invest below your monthly liabilities. And if that's the case, then there will be a time where this ends. There will be a time when liquidity will be rife. There will be a time when market manipulation will be as low. There will be a time when regulations and all these kind of things will happen. All of them. What was the institution hinting at when you said that it wouldn't last so long? Money printing. It's coming. I want everyone to really understand it's coming. Like I'll just say it now because I want everyone to be calm. I read it in a report from it's an investor report from quite a large bank, and they seem to get things quite right, and I don't listen to them, and they're pointing towards money printing by the Fed. How long do we have to buy the dip? I don't know about it. Look, it's all up to your risk profile. I'm telling you. Like right now, we're in a very precarious situation. I want everyone to understand this. We're in a precarious situation right now. Like precarious. And it's all man-made. All of it is man-made. Do I hold Sui? Yes, I hold Sui. My risk profile is multi-year term. Deal on all of them. Gotta go, but thanks. Of course. Look. I'm gonna end right now. If you have any questions, anything you want to do, but I'll just say this, right? I'll say this. I think silver will grow faster. Yeah, silver is speculative though. Be careful with silver, right? It's speculative. It's not like gold. Gold is a whole store of value. Silver is wholeheartedly connected to just boycott Binance, close your accounts. I can't say that. They come after small creators, right? This is the thing. I want everyone to really understand all these factors. I'm giving my thoughts. I want to calm people down a little bit because it can sound terrible, but remember these things are not. While crypto is not speculative, it's the most speculative. Bull, what's that got to do with anything? I'm just saying, be careful. Crypto is betting on numbers, bruv. What are you talking about? It's crazy. We all want like 50x's, right? And then we go down like 2x, and it's like, man, it's over. How could the speculative market go down so much? Yeah, but you want 50x. It goes both ways, man. You do not. Everyone doesn't need to understand that anyway. What's that thick horizontal white line? That's what she said. I'm sorry, man. I need to clean this out a bit. It's a bit. No, it's not. It's not. It's. Thank you. I appreciate. I hope I've calmed you guys a little bit. I hope I've calmed you guys a little bit. That thick white line is sitting at the 55-day EMA. 55. I use the 55. People use 50. I use 55. I find it more accurate. That's that thing. There's a very high possibility chance that this can happen. And the last thing I want, right, and I want to also to state this on the weekly. If we get a third red candle close, he's talking the line on the chart, not on the table. It's never on the table. I have great accuracy with my charting, right? I have super duper accuracy in my charting, right? But Yeah, if we get a third red candle, this could continue on, and then I would say the area of support would be the yearly open, which it could still go, right? It's still a possibility to go down there. I will say that. Right now we're in no man's land, and our area of support was at the 104, which we hit, and we had a nice little bounce from there. And the next area of support is 100,000. That's it. This is the thing. We go level by level, understand factor by factor, and we can go from there. And as we go along from those moments, we can move from those aspects. Yeah, is that fair? Is this understanding of what any other questions, anything else you want to do? Was this okay? Did everyone have a different type of live? I didn't just go full details, but resistance at 107.2 then. God, I need to clean this graph up. It's so old. I've held this graph for such a long time. In fact, we can get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. And get rid of that. Clean this up a little bit. It's getting a bit noisy in here. Yeah, look, these 2 point. In fact, I'll even get rid of this. And that. And that, right? Right now, a clear area of understanding is that we need to reclaim this 109.5. In fact, you know how you do it. Look, I'll just show it to you this way. Let's go lower time frame, right? Each time we get a level, right? The reason why I say 109.655 is because that's the previous high. If we can break above that, great. If this doesn't hold, right, and it can't hold, then if it breaks back down here, then the next level will be the next previous high. Until that trend is broken, until, trend is your friend until it isn't, until that trend is, what is going on right now? What is happening? All right, let's just do that. Okay. Until that happens, I'm just like, what is happening right now? I just got raided by Tux. You're not a fortune teller. Thank you. I agree with that. It's very kind of you. I completely wholeheartedly agree with what you just said. That's the thing. Until that level comes in, that's great. It needs to break that trend. It's hugging the 21-day EMA, and that means further down at this present moment. That's it. But I don't think it's going to last. But you're pretty close. That was kind. I think next year for alts is going to be stupid. It's going to be stupid, right? I think it's going to be crazy. That's why I have no problems in this. You know what I mean? Even if it goes down 3x, it can go up 50x next year. I have conviction in my place and and the things that I'm holding. That's it. Only if you leverage and once the market really starts to stop leveraging all of these things, some people are on absolute ridiculous levels of leverage. The reason why they offer that is because they play on the betting principle of, oh, if I bet more, then I can gain back what I've lost. It's this stupid, yeah, whatever. So 65k Bitcoin, the Bitcoin. What's your guess for the pullback? I'll leave it on that, right? I would say everything that matters on the 100,000 level. If we hold that, then it's. I think at the 100,000 level, we're going to get a massive run. Where that goes to, it will be the determinant factor of where we are in the market. I think if we don't break all-time highs from that point on, then I would say that we would go for a continued further pullback until we get to the lower level support band. That's all. Aras, do you think Near is a quality project? I do like Near, but we'll see. It's on the AI narrative right now, and AI is a bit on the fluff at the moment on this level. 140. I'll show this to you as well. This is coming strangely true at this present moment, right? Strangely true. If I would say if we get down to these lower levels, oh man, It's going to be painful for the market, but that could be an enormous, enormous bounce zone from there. Like, I mean, seriously, from here to there is 200k mark Bitcoin. Do you think Ondo will survive all hype with no action? Why would it not? Why would it not survive? So you need to understand things like that. They have a platform, man. Their token isn't what gives them value. Anyway, look, guys, absolute affection, right? I'm going to go and get a curry. Would you agree with the statement that it's better to do higher X leverage with lower margin than yeah, if you know what you're doing, if you not hurry to the curry, man, there's amazing curry house. Oh my god, they barbecue. It's like it's a chili butter chicken. They barbecue the chicken, then make chili butter chicken from it. It is oh man, oh my god. Yeah, look, this is the thing I would say about leveraging, right? If you know what you're doing, then high X leverage on small moves is great, right? You can make really good returns and play it well. But if you don't know what you're doing, it will wreck you, because the higher the leverage you go, the smaller the movement that you need to get right. If you don't get, I'll tell you this: there are moments where an exchange can error liquidate you. You can do nothing about it. It will do a wick out of nowhere, and you'll be like, "Wait, how did I get what?" That's why you need to go with exchanges that have real strong liquidity. That's why I say go to the MEXC, and you'll see when you're trading on my thing, you see that there are certain coins where there's zero cost to leverage trading with them. It's in the links below on the YouTube and everything, on my channel and stuff, if you want to check that out. Lamar message me so I can guide you. Lamar. Chad is wanting you to message him. Chad. You picked the right guy, man. Lamar, make sure. Tell us what happens. Go. Chad, are you sure that you sure you want Lamar to message you, man? He'll show you how it's done. Okay, on that note, man, enjoy your curry. Regret tomorrow. No, the curries. I can't wait. All right. Okay, I can't wait for it. Look, you guys are absolutely awesome. I wanted to do something a bit different. Sometimes in these scenarios right now, who's Lamar? I don't see him. He's a legend on TikTok. He makes this live. Honestly, part of the reason why I go live is because of him. I just want to talk to this guy. I feel like there will be a moment where I will need his help. And I feel like it'll be me running away from someone. Oh, Lamar! Lamar! The ice cream man! Good. Anyway, look, a lot of love and affection. I hope I made you guys laugh a little bit. Yeah, the markets are not great. I feel like there's going to be most probably somewhat of a liquidity grab more on Bitcoin, but I think the S&P 500 is going to be okay. Let's see. All right, let's see where this goes. Let's see what happens on the markets over the weekend, which is going to be heavily messed up, and let's see what happens next week, and we can move on from there. All right, I'll be around. I'll be doing videos, a lot of things that will be happening on that side, and we can catch each other from there. And most importantly, I'll make sure I'll check if the markets are open. I'll catch you guys. Oh, one last thing. I want to remind you guys as well that if you feel like that you're holding VET VeChain and you want to capitalize on their NFT staking rewards, make sure you go check them out. All the links are in the bio and everything else on that level. They're developing some really cool funky things that you'll be able to do after you get these NFTs, and then you stake them. I've already staked 500, and I'm making really nice returns on that aspect. And it's really low levels of staking that we can go from there as well. Make sure you check these guys out. They really are doing some cool stuff, and they're from a good chain that holds its it's been around forever. Staking can have that issue without having those problems. All right, make sure you check it out and see all the benefits and the potential problems and all the things that you feel and if you feel comfortable and you want to know more information, also check those out as well. All right, guys, absolute affection. I love you guys completely. Let's have a good weekend. Go touch some grass, go see some friends, have a nice curry that's barbecued, and I can go from there. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Peace. All right, to you guys as well. Let me ask one last question. You guys got a long the weekend or short the weekend? Explain this to me. What type of weekend are we doing? No? All right, okay, cool. Well, look, affection, I'll catch you guys later. Long or short? I need to know. Long or short? How long or how short are we going? Are we like, Valentine's long or I've missed the anniversary short? It's hard to say, man. I don't know. Like we're really in precarious situation right now. Anyway, look, guys. I'll catch you guys later. Awesome. I'll be around, and follow the X and stuff like that as well. I do a lot of the updates there, and there's a group there. I put a lot of cool information there. And we can have chats and stuff like that as well. All right.